Let me read over the ones we skipped. This sort of thing didn't happen every single day, but it was still fairly frequent. Judging from his stab wounds, the patient probably got embroiled in some sort of fight. But Yakuzas weren't the only ones who had to worry about physical danger. Everywhere you looked, the city was dripping with death and violence. The product of pent-up rage that no one knew how to allay. By this point, the line between Yakuza and civilian had blurred beyond recognition. I'll leave the rest to you, okay? Yeah, thanks for coming. Sorry I had to spring it on you out of nowhere. Oh, it's no trouble, don't worry. Oh yeah, and don't forget about the soup kitchen tomorrow. I won't. Soup kitchen? The unusual phrase gave me pause, but Taku rolled his eyes. I've been telling you since last week. Did you honestly forget? They're doing a volunteer event to help the homeless and unemployed. ... Come to think of it, I really remembered that conversation. Oh, you're back?
What?
I thought I heard Evelyn. Evelyn's ghost.
No, that was me.
Oh. I'm like hallucinating.
Yeah.
Stuff I didn't care about generally wasn't a priority to me. So yeah, I'm gonna need your help tomorrow. I'll take care of this, so you two get some sleep.
Oh my god, Taku is so responsible.
I know.
I kind of like him.
He took all the responsibility away from Toa. Toa's
Everyone
bum.
else.
Everyone else and then Toa.
Yeah.
At this prompting, Ray and I left the room.
They literally just dip on him. He's like, okay.
They're like, okay. Oh, Toa.
Okay.
Right as I was about to head up to my apartment, Ray stopped me. How's your art coming along lately? Find any good models? Nah, not yet. I shook my head.
What about me?
I'll be your model. Ray was referring to my article on the Fourth Face, Roos company blog, recruiting potential art models. Outside of being an all-around degenerate, art was my sole hobby. Specifically oil painting.
God.
He's just like me for real.
It's literally Motoberry.
Ray liked my work a lot. When he showed his boss at Roost, the guy decided he wanted to display all my new pieces in his establishment. That said, I couldn't paint a thing without a model, and not just any model, one who met my specific requirements. The manager of Roost liked to appraise and collect paintings as a hobby, and he wrote about all sorts of artists on the company blog, both professional and amateur. He also invited artists to send in photos of their submissions, which he would post on their site. And if he really liked a piece, he would display it at the bar. Periodically, articles would go up seeking models for my work. My artist alias was Euphoria, chosen for me by Ray. I didn't care too much, but apparently Euphoria had a unique style that attracted a considerable cult following. So whenever my model request went up, I'd always get a handful of responses. It was more of a steady trickle than a torrent, so I only checked my inbox whenever I felt like it. Didn't matter how interested the model was, if I wasn't interested in them, I couldn't paint them. And lately, oh my god, he has art block.
Oh my god.
And lately I wasn't interested in any of the people who emailed me. Hurry up and paint something new, won't you? Your fans are literally dying, and I'm one of them. Anyway, good night. With a playful wink, he strode off into the staff room, humming a jaunty tune as he went. As for me, I took the elevator to the 3rd floor and went into my apartment. Then I switched on the TV, flopping onto the sofa, and grabbed my half-finished bottle of booze off the floor. After Luke...
Who's literally K.
He went out to get ice cream.
Booze.
Yeah, booze. The lukewarm alcohol flowed down my throat. I grabbed the pack of cigarettes on the coffee table and lit one. Gazing up at the faint illumination of the flickering TV on the ceiling, I slowly exhaled the smoke. According to the clock on the wall, it was nearly 3 a.m. But I wasn't sleepy, so I took another drag of my cigarette and contemplated popping some sleeping pills.
Slow damn it.
Every single time it does that, I'm gonna quick save. I'm scared. I've been traumatized.
You've been burned once before.
Yeah, never again. The next day, Taku shook me awake and dragged me to help out with the volunteer soup kitchen event. But even then, we still couldn't compete with the dozens upon dozens of people who had come to avail themselves of charity. Some of the volunteers looked like gangsters or host club workers. Some had shown out of sheer boredom. Some were generally trying to help do some good, while others were just trying to improve their public image. Then Ray turned up and the soup kitchen began. We ladled pork and veggie soup from a big pot into little styrofoam containers and handed them to each person in line. Oh, if it isn't Dr. Murase. Hello there. Nice to see you again. You're looking quite handsome today.
He's into wieners.
They don't know that. He's just doctor.
Inside information.
Little does they know.
Little do they know.
You're too kind. As the locals passed through the line, they all said hello to Taku. Thanks again for taking a look at me, Dr. Murase. Oh, Ikeyama-san, how'd it go with your grandson? I gave him the medicine, put him to bed, and he was right as rain the next day. I can't thank you enough. I'm just glad he's doing better. The locals all deeply appreciated Taku's caring nature. They struck up conversations with him one after another. Oh, I see you got Ray-chan with you today. Oh, hi. Yeah, I'm here to help out. It's nice to see a handsome face around here. Handsome? More like gorgeous, am I right? Smiling, Ray raised a limp wrist and he's an ally.
What the?
And the woman all giggled in delight. Like Taku, he had an affable personality that was popular with the locals.
They did not get the message.
Yeah, they're not in. Toe, I didn't know you were here. A familiar voice called out to me as I lazily helped with the distribution, and I looked up. Hey, it's only anime lover.
Yeah, just
all of them hate.
Kotaru.
I thought it was Mayu. Or it's a blonde one.
Yeah.
An AG. Toa, you look good with pork soup. What does that even mean? I don't know. Ah! Oh my god, we're wearing the soup kitchen apron.
Oh my god.
Wasn't expecting you guys to show up to this kind of thing. Well, our boss told us to come, so basically we had to. Believe it or not, Sasaki has a fondness for charity events. And when he says jumps, we say how high. Anyway, we gotta get back to our slave master. Rolling his eyes, Kotaro stalked off, scratching his head. See you later, Toa. Hoi. I don't know. I tried.
Is he Chinese?
Maybe.
Hui-jian. Did he say that?
Yeah, he did say that.
Let me hear it. Oh well, I don't know what language that is, but I'm guessing it's like Japanese person trying to speak Chinese.
AG bowed politely, then hurried after Kotaro with Mayu. The Takasato Gumi's been really getting involved with this kind of stuff lately. Maybe some kind of PR thing. Ray gazed after the
Three Stooges
as he stirred the soup pot. I figure Sakaki gunning for the top spot. To me, it was a pretty casual topic, but Ray frowned awkwardly. He probably felt bad that my father died or something. I heard he's like practically a shoo-in, but there's another guy going for it, isn't there? You know, the big shot with the glasses? Is he here too?
Oh my god, that's our other character.
Wait, he's a Yakuza? He looks like a businessman.
I mean, he does, but that's probably Yakuza type.
Yeah. No clue, haven't seen him.
Oh god, I love Yakuza guys.
Ray was referring to Tono Masumi, the chief administrator of the Takasato Gumi. Sakaki and Tono were diametrically opposed in every way, and as you might expect, they got along like oil and water. I looked in the direction of Kotaro, in the direction Kotaro had gone, and saw a group of young, thuggish youths and guys in suits, all of them the Takasato Yakuza probably. They're basically rivals at this point, so maybe they're avoiding each other. Are there any other candidates? I wouldn't know. I gazed out at the group of gangsters. The nearby civilians were all giving them wide berth. Berth. The smoke... huh? The smoke that rose from the group was a swirl of muddy colors, but you don't need special powers to know to avoid them. Then I heard Taku calling for me and turned my attention back to the task at hand. Once the long line of people finally dwindled, I was mercifully cut loose. It was just past 2 p.m. I stood in the shade of a tree a short distance from the event space, taking a smoke break. As I stared around absently, I caught sight of a familiar man. He was wearing a gray suit and talking to the guy in charge of the charity event, Sakaki. He seemed to sense my gaze. He looked over his shoulder at me. He looked over and then came walking over straight away. Oh god, he's old.
Oh my god! Wait. Oh.
Well, if it isn't Toa.
Oh my god, he looks like Taku's dad.
Sakaki was the Takasato Gumi's second in command. Given his position, the younger guys all feared him, but he was always pretty nice to me. His smoke was a vibrant green color.
Smash!
He's old!
I don't know, he looks really good.
Let me guess, you're here helping Murase-san? Yeah, I saw Kotaro and the guys earlier. Oh, did you? He slid both hands into the pocket.
Looks really good.
Sakaki route?
Yeah, please.
Sorry, he's not an option unless he's a bad ending or something.
Oh.
He slid both hands into the pockets of his slacks and looked around. Yeah, it's important to come out to these things every now and then. If we spend all our time in casinos with celebrities, we'll only be setting ourselves up for failure. These days, we can't support ourselves solely on shady business dealings. In short, we have to look the part of a real company. Right. He shrugged off my absent response and grinned. If you ever need anything, feel free to come by. I'll back you up as much as I can. Peace never lasts long, and you never know when another war will break out. So if anything goes down, you just know you can count on me. Oh, and another thing. He leaned in to whisper in my ear.
Oh my god, whisper in my ear too.
I noticed that you didn't go to your father's funeral. Why would I? Right, I had a feeling you'd say that, of course.
Oh, he has like claw hands.
There was a suggestive pause as he rubbed his neck. Well, alright then, see you.
Honestly, I'm already sold. I love that guy.
He promptly cut the conversation short and walked off with a wave. Oh, Toa, there you are. Right as he left, Ray ran up behind me. What were you talking about Sakaki? What were you talking to Sakaki's son about? Not much, just saying hi. Huh. Squinting dubiously, he watched Sakaki disappear into the distance. I don't really get him, you know? He's like weirdly nice and he's constantly checking in on you. It's like he's trying to be your dad. Well, I've known him since I was a kid. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. Oh yeah, and apparently the big shot with glasses isn't here after all. You big lugs are in my way. Out of nowhere, a mountain of styrofoam containers appeared, interrupting us. Whoa, what the? Oh, it's the candy granny. Beneath the mountain of styrofoam was the old lady who ran Tajima's. As she held her container, she glared up at us sharply. But as soon as she laid eyes on Ray, her expression softened slightly. Oh, it's you. Didn't recognize you. Yes, me, silly. I came out to volunteer. Well, we can always use the help. Right, like I'm totally as strong as an ox, so put me to work. Alright then, thanks. Ray had a massive sweet tooth, so he was always buying things at Tajima's. Because of that, the old lady seemed to have taken a liking to him. You sure you can carry that, Granny? Let me help you, okay? Nah, it's not that much. Find something else to do. Yeah.
Get the hell out of my way.
Got it. Just be careful. Yeah. As she slowly tottered off, Ray waved goodbye and slowly turned back at me. The event ends at 4, so we're almost done here. Let's go back and find Taku. Together we started walking. Before long, we found Taku slumped on a bench, his hands folded on his stomach, looking up at the sky. Oh, hey. When he spotted us, he forced himself upright, fatigue etched deeply into the lines of his face. You deserve to rest. We've been so busy, the time has totally flown by. Yeah, no kidding. You two get a bite to eat yet? There's still some leftovers. Yeah, I had some a little while ago. What about you, Toa? Nope. I pulled a pack of cigarettes from the back pocket of my jeans. Don't tell me that's your lunch. Oh my god! Ray shot me a pointed look as I lit one up. Toa. I looked over in response to my name, then Taku jerked his head to point at something. I looked in the direction he indicated and saw Sakaki standing with Kotaro, Mayu, and Eiji. You were talking with them earlier, weren't you? Yeah, but they started it. I know it's easy to forget since you're old friends, but you don't want to get in too deep with them. Yeah, for sure. You never know when you might get dragged into something. Ray nodded, frowning. I looked away and didn't say anything. I wasn't trying to get in with any of them. They wanted to talk to me, so I responded, that's all. I was pretty sure Taku understood that, but he was so paranoid about the Takasato Gumi, he kept nagging me over and over. Ironic considering how many gangsters he treated at his own clinic. Oh, that reminds me, are you coming to Roost tonight? Probably. Cool, the manager's got this weird new alcohol in stock and he wants you to try it. Apparently most people can't stand the taste of it, so he's curious what you think. Interesting. I was generally willing to drink just about anything alcoholic, so if he wanted me to try something, I was down for it. We look forward to your patronage. Ray pressed one hand to his chest and bowed like a humble butler. Don't get too drunk now. Don't worry, I'll babysit him. Ignoring their banter, I looked out at the setting sun and exhaled a lungful of cigarette smoke. He's gonna get like lung cancer at this rate. Pseudo damage. Late that night. After the soup kitchen, the three of us stopped by the local diner. After that, I headed downtown. As I wandered around looking for a place to have a drink, I heard the sounds of an argument in the distance. There's a crowd of people standing in the middle of the street. There won't be a next time. Through the sea of people, I could see a man in a suit scoffing down at the ground. It was Tono. He was glaring down at a frightened man who had fallen to the asphalt. Then he and his cronies cut through the crowd. As he walked, he spotted me standing there, and his disgruntled scowl shifted to surprise. His reddish-brown smoke fluttered in the breeze. Like more old men, Toa. He and his cronies walked over and came to a stop in front of me. It's not often I see you here. Looking for a bar? Yeah, I see. He sounded completely uninterested, then he started cracking his neck. Were you watching that? Just a little. These days, a lot of folks think they can renege. Carrie, help me.
Yes.
What is that?
Renege.
Renegade off their debts. It's sad, really. Touching TikTok dances. He let out an exasperated sigh, then donned a condescending smirk. So, did you volunteer at that soup kitchen thing yesterday? Yeah, but not by choice. Murase's doing a... I must say, I approve you're doing volunteer work for its own sake, but our men were there too, weren't they? Really, why should we go out of our way to take part in that sort of thing? Who are you trying to fool exactly? It was a loaded statement aimed squarely at Sakaki's head. As for me, I just shrugged. Tono's lip curled in contempt. The organization will be a mess for some time. Hello?
Baby freeze.
You got your ice cream?
I did get my ice cream.
Okay.
What did you get? Did you get your cookie, your core?
No,
Your
they don't have
chocolate
it here.
Oh my god.
Are they in Las Vegas now?
Okay, so you wanted to bang his father?
Yes.
His adoptive dad.
Incest tag.
Not technically incest.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's fair game.
Not technically incest.
If anything, maybe he was just mocking Saki's general disposition. See you.
Goodbye.
With that, he and his goons headed off downtown. Likewise, I started walking without a moment's hesitation. Rather than I stopped into an empty alley to avoid the crowds, however, my phone buzzed in my coat pocket. I pulled out and checked the screen. Did the boss die of illness? Rumors say he was sick. It's a newsletter titled Shinkomi Times from A to Z. Eiji sent them out to his mailing list periodically. I never asked for this subscription, but apparently anyone who traded contact info with him got added to it. His stance was, if you don't like it, unsubscribe.
Don't like to read.
Yeah, just block and move on. The newsletter mostly featured local news updates with a light sprinkling of unsubstantiated rumors, informal polls, and other random crap. It was completely useless to me, but since he only sent them every now and then, I couldn't be bothered to unsub. So here I was. Closed my inbox and opened a new browser tab. For my bookmarks, I selected the Roost blog, The Fourth Face. I like to check it every now and then, whenever I felt like it. Sometimes there were really good submissions, so it was a decent way to kill some time. I hadn't checked it in a while, so there was a fair few articles I'd missed. Apparently, they finally caught the artist who was exclusively using oil paint made from human remains. I was following that case for a while. They found evidence that he was murdering people to make paint. Honestly, if he managed to make the Shinkomi police force get on their asses, then he must have been a pretty shitty criminal. Alas, now he would never paint again.
Oh no.
Oh no, my favorite artist. Next, an article discussing an acrylic painter and how their style changed over time. While they started out painting intricate lines and pale colors, they suddenly switched to gloomy pieces painted predominantly with black. Compare the two styles side by side, I could immediately tell it was a side effect of drug use. I've seen these stark style shifts dozens of times in the past, and it wasn't that common. I skimmed the other articles for a while, then came to stop at one particular artist. Their Elias phrase. It was a photograph of a wound, specifically a bloody cut somewhere on the body. I could tell this image has been retouched, but it looked to me like an ordinary self-harm cut, and yet something was off about it. I didn't know what it was. Was it
like, whoa, this art speaks to me.
This is literally me for real. Was this a wrist or a leg?
Shut up, Toa.
Oh, he's like, let's investigate. For a while, I scrutinized the image, trying to work it out. Then I closed the tab. Since it was posted on Roost's blog, the manager would probably have more information about it. With that thought, I headed to Roost.
My left AirPod died.
No. At first glance, you wouldn't realize Roost was a bar at all. There was no sign out front, so for the most part, it looks like a tall, spindly concrete building. As I stepped inside, the ethereal music and light greeted me like always. The bar was pretty packed, or at least I was having trouble seeing any empty seats. But this wasn't some sports bar for normies. The people who gathered here were of a particular inclination that naturally resulted in tight crowds. Ray walked around waiting tables. Meanwhile, the manager quietly worked the counter. Ah, this man's haircut.
Oh, it's your fucking lord.
I looked at... He had an unusual hairstyle and always wore a perfectly fitted black shirt. Late 40s if I had to guess. And he had these boobs popping out of his shirt. As he crafted... yeah, Victoria's Secret. And washed dishes, he gazed around the bar. I never had seen him get emotional or speak a single word more than was strictly necessary. Likewise, his smoke was a calm yellow color like a daffodil. The bar was furnished with all sorts of unusual decorations and paintings. Shields and tapestries, magical motif, porcelain dolls with cracks all over them, accessories featuring eyeballs and holy crosses. I'm gonna help but wonder where he bought this shit. Altogether, it engendered a vibe that attracted those with eccentric tastes. Everyone was welcome here. That was the manager's attitude, so it became the dominant culture at Roost. Granted, the barrier to entry was still pretty high for the average normie, but for a fringe minority, it was home. Welcome. I got CG. As I walked up to the counter, and...
He's so sexy.
I know. Toe is like...
You can't see most of the
No self-cessed. Unless...
Yeah. Please, I would love the fucking true end.
Yeah, he has like an altar. You'll alter like Sly Blue.
But it's because he didn't cut himself.
Yeah. No, actually, it's his inner demon ex original Toa.
Hello, I'm back.
Hi. Look, he came back for
Toa
CG.
Toa X Sly Toa?
Yeah, Sly Toa. As I walked up to the counter and sat down at an empty stool, the manager looked up from the glass he was wiping. I've been waiting for you, Toa-kun. I have a special request for you. Yeah, Ray told me you got some new type of booze in stock. Yes, that. Just a moment. He turned to the shelf behind him, grabbed a bottle, and held it out for me to see. It's called absinthe. It's made from wormwood. There are a fair few brands of it out there. This one is the...
Gross.
A what?
It's fucking gross.
Absinthe?
Yeah, it's a neon green.
Oh, what? It's like radioactive?
Yeah.
Wait, like the alcohol?
Yeah.
Oh my, isn't that like, it's like battery acid?
Literally, it's like just straight fucking alcohol, but it's also green.
Also, what? I was just on Twitter and I saw this. Did you guys see this?
This is one of the rare ones imported from France. Not many can stand the taste, so it's hard to recommend to anyone, but I figure you might be able to drink it. Here, have some.
Straight fucking neon green.
Oh. He poured a small amount of green liquid into the glass. Then he set a perforated spoon on the top of it, the glass, and placed a sugar cube on top of it. As I watched curiously, he grabbed a jug of water and slowly poured it over the sugar cube and into the glass. Apparently, he was trying to melt the sugar. Is that how you're supposed to drink this? I'm told it's the traditional way. Bit of a hassle, isn't it? By the time the cube was nearly melted, the translucent green liquid had gone pale and cloudy. He stirred the glass with the perforated spoon, then slid it over to me. Here you go.
That looks like shit.
I picked it up and took a small sip. The cold liquid slid down my throat, leaving a bitterness in my mouth not unlike herbal medicine. It tastes like someone put... Hey, let me say herbal, okay? I'm American. It tasted like someone put their lawn clippings in a juicer. It was bizarre and potent. How is it? Doesn't really need the sugar. He's nodded, smiling. I had a feeling you'd say that. I read that people like to add sugar to detract from the overpowering taste. What's the ABV? 60. That explained why it burned my throat. I could understand its lack of broad appeal. Oh, hey, Toa's here. As I was taking my second sip, I heard a familiar voice. I'm so tired after that work I got this afternoon. Ray strolled across the bar and sat down next to me. Though he was technically on the clock, he was allowed to sit and chat as long as he wasn't too busy. You mean the soup kitchen event? Mm-hmm. Since Taku was doing it, the two of us pitched in, and I bet Toa was even more tired than me, since he's always laying around. Pretty much. I shrugged off his teasing. He made a show of pouting. God, you're no fun! Oh, is that the weird alcohol? How is it? Want to find out? Gingerly, he took the glass like an anxious puppy. He leaned in to sniff it. Oh my god, it reeks! You drank it? Do you like it? It's decent. Oh my god, I can't even stand how it smells.
Literally K. This is literally K. Yeah. Oh my god, literally K drinking alcohol versus us drinking alcohol.
Haha.
I don't know if it's babies.
No, you're just an alcoholic.
No. Whatever.
Yes.
Is unabashed disgust got a chuckle out of the manager. Isn't this alcohol made from like herbs or whatever? Yes, that's right. So it's plant juice? I didn't realize you hated plants. I don't. I like looking at flowers and stuff, but when plants start to rot, they smell super gross. That's why I can never like have plants in my house. I see. Frankly, the smell of decay is mostly the same for all living things. It's always sickly, sweet, and cloying, be it human, plant, or animal. The subject matter contrasted sharply with his bright smile. You know, sometimes I forget how a guy like you ended up running a bar like Roost, and now I remember. As they talked, an image rose. Hey, have you seen this picture? I'm kind of inspired now.
Hey guys, hold on for a minute. I go to the bathroom.
As they talked, an image rose to the forefront of my mind. The wound photo from Roost's blog, flowing blood, exposed flesh, the sweet smell of decay wouldn't be too out of place. Hey boss, I've got a question for you. Ask away. You know that picture of the wound you posted on the blog? Do you know the artist? Oh, that. Great photo, don't you think? Wait, what wound pic? I haven't seen it. Raccoon, you got a customer waiting to pay their tab. Oh, coming. Ray rose from his seat and walked over to the register. Anyway, where were we? Right, phrase. I don't know them. It was a random submission to the blog. I liked it so much, I tried to get in touch with them, but I couldn't. Apparently, they put a fake email address in the email field for the submission. Anytime I try to email them, it bounces back. So they want their art on your blog, but they want to stay anonymous. Something like that, I'm sure. I was hoping to get their permission to hang their photo in the bar, so I'm a little disappointed. But hey, maybe they'll send another submission someday. In the meantime, I plan to ask around. If I learn anything, I'll let you know. You do want to know, right? Yeah, I guess. I thought so. Roost drew in not just those with eclectic interests, but equally eclectic artists who sought to cultivate a following.
Sound like a robot.
And they use big words. As a result,
Eclectic.
people often come here to get or give out contact info. All done. What did I miss? Ray rushed back and eagerly leaned both arms on their counter. Look at the blog. Oh right, got it set there. Got it. He pulled his cell phone from the pocket of his waist apron. Ah, found it. This is the pic you were curious about. Isn't this a self-harm cut? It looks like one, but it isn't. It isn't? To me, it just looks like someone cut their wrist or whatever. If it's not that, then how did they make it? I was just telling Toa-kun about my various attempts to get in touch with the artist, but sadly, they used a fake email address. All I know about them is the name phrase. The next is a mystery. Oh, a mystery. That's like kinda exciting. Ray shot me a meaningful grin. It'd be cool if you got this person to be your art model. I mean, you're already interested in them, so it's a win-win, right? You know, it's not that simple. I downed the rest of the bittersweet absinthe. Wormwood.
Wow.
That's right, Ray-kun. The attendees loved your body art consultation event. What? Really? Really? So I was thinking about making a reoccurring thing. If you're interested, what do you think? Totally. It was super fascinating getting to hear from all those people. We even converted some of them to regular customers, so yeah, I'd love to do it again. Body art, also known as body modification, was one of Ray's other hobbies.
Is he a doctor too? What is she doing?
I don't know. Considering as a hobby, he researched it pretty thoroughly. He could perform all kinds of services from tattoos to implants. His work was highly acclaimed, and apparently Ruth's recent body art consultation event was a huge hit too. A few decades ago, body art was frowned upon in the country, but in recent years, it became accepting for people to augment their bodies. Obviously, tattoos were common, but these days, LEDs, IC chips were becoming mainstream too. Some of the customers here had glowing fingernails or horns growing out of their forehead. For a lot of people, it was a fashion statement. In that case, let's plan our next event. Yes, please. Tray and dishcloth in hand, Ray cheerfully walked off. I stumbled down the street early the next morning after drinking at Roost all night long. Ray was worried about letting me leave, but I assured him I was used to it. Oh, this kind of thing happened all the time. It wasn't rare for me to end up down here on the concrete either. He's gonna sleep on the floor.
He's like, oh man, I sure hope someone rapes me again.
Oh boy.
No.
I thought I was walking straight, but everything was spinning, and the next thing I knew, I was on my side. I felt a dull ache spread through my body, but it didn't really bother me, probably because I was so drunk. Now that I was laying down, however, fatigue quickly set in. I didn't want to get up again. My eyelid drooped. It felt like gravity was pulling me down hard against the ground. I guess this is happening. With that thought, I closed my eye, and because I was so wasted, it didn't take long for me to pass out. Good night.
Snore. Me.
Me.
Just like me.
Wakes up in a room. It's okay. Someone just carried him home. Even though this does not look like his home.
It's not his house.
This is not his house. Dot dot dot. Look, my head. The stabbing pain made me grimace. Where am I? Forcing my sluggish brain to cooperate, I slowly reviewed the events of last night. Went to Roost, got drunk, and left.
Awesome.
Then, on my way home, I must have passed out on the sidewalk. And yet, for some reason, I was now lying on a bed. This was not my room. And there was a weird smell.
No, he like wakes up, his like leg is off. He's like his whole leg is gone.
Not in an unpleasant sense, just very distinct. I must have smelled it somewhere before. Oh my god, we're in a freak's room. As my mind sharpened, I sat up and looked around the room. Did someone take my drunk ass off the street? I was wearing all my clothes and my ass didn't hurt, so apparently they didn't have their way with me while I was out. So someone just brought me here? Was it one of my past hookups? Whoever it was had tucked me in, but I pushed the covers off and moved to get up until I saw the bandage wrapped around my arm. I don't remember getting a bandage on my arm. Hell, I don't even remember needing a bad bandage.
Oh my god, he got a heroin shot in his arm.
They drugged him up.
He was asleep apartment.
Was this the work of the same person who brought me here?
Oh my god, is it Taku?
I unrolled the bandage to find a 4-inch piece of gauze taped to my skin.
Oh!
No.
Under that was a 4-inch long cut. Where did I get this wound? And who treated it? Confused, I unrolled the bandage to the bed and stood up. Every time I moved, my head throbbed and my vision pinched sideways. The room was clean and tidy with a table, a small sofa, a TV, a bed, and dozens of decorative plants. I could also see pruning shears, a spade, and a watering can. Someone who lived here clearly liked gardening. The potted plants were easily the best part of this place, and I could see even more of them lined up on the balcony. I was clueless about plants, so I couldn't tell what they were, but when I smelled that weird smell again, my attention narrowed in on one of them. To a novice like me, they looked like the same kind of plant, so I couldn't tell them apart. Judging from their verdant leaves and bright blooming flowers, their owner probably took good care of them. Still, this was all only making the mystery even deeper. What was I doing here in this plant room? I could see a coat sitting folded on the sofa and recognized it as mine. I grabbed it and pulled it on. Then I opened the door and walked out the green leafy room into a hallway where I found even more potted plants. There's so many, it took up half the walking space. I progressed down the hall to the front door where I found my shoes lined up neatly. Seriously, what motive did they have?
Oh my god.
I stepped into my shoes and left the apartment.
He's gonna leave.
Dipped.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah.
He just tossed
God.
his dirty ass fucking bandage on the ground.
Bloody bandage.
Briefly, I glanced over my shoulder at the number plate 1403, no name listed.
Oh my god, it's his it's the artist.
Yeah, they just cut him and then they just bandaged him up and then left.
No, you took a picture though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Inspo.
The next post is gonna be his scar. He's gonna be like,
Yeah. I walked down to the end of the hall and found an elevator, but decided to take the stairs instead, all the way down to the ground floor. Wait, is this gonna start his like self-harm journey? As I passed through the lobby, I glanced over at the mailboxes. I spotted one for 1403, but once again, there was no name listed. Once I was outside, I looked back at the building. It's a high-rise condo tower about 25 stories tall. Judging from that, this was probably District E. Unlike mainline Japan, high-rise condos in Shinkomi rented for cheap, especially in District E. Look at the endless walls of them, I could easily imagine why. Back in its heyday, Shinkomi city officials ignored safety protocols to build enough housing for the new influx of residents. They were all built on unsteady foundations and were packed in so tightly you could scarcely get any sunlight living there. The buildings only got taller as you traveled closer to the ocean. Livability wasn't a high priority when the land itself was so limited. So, in these parts, if you owned a single-story house, you were rich. I pulled my phone out of my coat pocket and launched a GPS app to find where I was. Marsai Clinic was a 15-minute walk away. I quietly memorized my route, then dropped my phone back into my pocket and started walking. When I arrived at the clinic, I went upstairs to my apartment.
He was that fucked up and still woke up at 7:30?
It's the bad vibes. It's the bad vibes of the plant room.
The plant room.
Yeah. Inside the TV that I had left on had been switched off, probably Taku again. My clean laundry was sitting folded on the sofa, and I got the sense he tidied things up while I was gone. I pulled off my coat and flung it over the back of the sofa. Then I switched the TV back on and flopped down on my back.
Dude, this kid's literally me.
I grabbed the pack of cigarettes off the coffee table and lit one. My hangover had persisted since I woke up in a stranger's house, and it ached with every heartbeat. Slowly, I exhaled the cigarette smoke and lifted my arm into view. My brand new mystery cut was still oozing. Ew.
I don't know why he like threw off all the bandages.
He's like, huh? He went to inspect and then he just didn't put it back on.
Yeah.
I thought back to the strange apartment filled with nothing but plants. What kind of weirdo lived there? As curious as I wasn't going out of my way to find out. I'd only take
accepting it. Whatever.
Yeah, anyways.
He just waited an hour until he came back.
Yeah.
I'd only taken a couple drags, but nevertheless, I pinched my cigarette between my fingers and pulled it out on the ashtray. My body felt like lead. I draped one arm over my eyes. Then I wandered into the darkness behind my eyelids.
God. A whole sentence to say that he fell asleep.
Oh, there you are. I heard my door open, followed by a loud, cheerful voice that stabbed into my eardrums. At least now I didn't have to wonder who it was. Ugh. I lowered the arm I had draped over my eyes and looked in the direction of the voice. Ray and Taku was standing there in my room. Listen here, Toa, did you go straight home after you left last night? It's noon, by the way. Ray set his large tote bag down on the coffee table with a thud. Taku walked over to the sofa and crouched down to check on me. You don't look good. You okay? Oh god. Hungover. Gotcha. You should drink a lot last night, just like every night, I guess.
That's literally good.
With a catty quip, Ray pulled out a series of plastic containers and set them on the table. Apparently they were here to eat lunch with me. Whatever Ray cooked for us, we would always eat it up here. Today, I made ground beef tomato curry. Oh, sounds fancy. You think so? I was short on time, so I just kind of threw it together. Could you get us some plates and drinks, please? You got it. Taku rose to his feet, walked into my seldom used kitchen, and fetched us a bunch of stuff. Plates, forks, spoons, and bottled drinks. Thanks, come on, Toa. Get up now, it's time to eat.
Oh my god, it's time to eat for me too, but I'm like so hungry.
At Ray's prompting, I slowly sat myself up. My head still ached, but not as bad as earlier. Oh,
Wow.
I kill myself. They're just gonna keep showing me delicious food.
Oh.
This is eating simulator.
Little asparagus is really out of like it's like not fitting in the picture. It's just one asparagus.
Then he served up his ground beef tomato curry, and we were ready to eat. It smells delicious. I know, right? Well, then let's dig in.
I know, right?
Oh gosh, more pictures. Ray picked up his spoon and started eating. Taki took a bite, then immediately looked at Ray. This is great.
Wow, props to whoever did the art. It's so good.
No, totally. The acidity of the tomato packs a punch. Right, exactly. What about you, Toa?
I'm not hungry.
Crickets. Ray shot me a hopeful look, so I picked up my spoon. Hold on a minute, Toa. Before I could take a bite, Taku stopped me. What happened here? You got yourself hurt again? He eyed the fresh cut on my arm. Yeah, kinda. Let me see it. The spoon still in hand, I offered my arm. He took it and gingerly pulled it close. Did you get stabbed? I don't know. You don't know? It just started appeared overnight, all bandaged up. Bandaged? What do you mean? When I was walking home last night, I passed out on the street. God, I knew it! And when I woke up, I was in some random condo. Wait, what? Are you serious?
Casually explains that he was kidnapped.
The two stared at me wide-eyed. Some random condo? Like, what does that even mean?
What does that even mean?
Exactly what it sounds like. So someone brought you there? Do you have any other injuries? Nope. I just woke up lying in this bed with this cut on my arm and that's it. Wait, so somebody had their way with you while you were blacked out? No, nothing like that. They didn't? I'm completely lost. So you passed out on the street, then woke up in a stranger's bed with a cut you don't remember getting? And you don't recognize the place like at all? Not even a little? No. Was anyone there when you woke up? No.
No.
Are you for real? That's like kind of creepy. I'm glad it wasn't worse.
That's Machi hen, bro.
Yeah. Oh, you need to start being more careful, Toa. You pass on the street, you're practically asking those folks to do things to you.
He is.
He is.
They both seem incredibly worried for my safety, but not me. If I got raped, then I got raped. He is asking for it.
He is.
Alright, once we finish eating, let's head back early and tend to his cut. Roger Dodger.
Dude, this is like I bet they made him like this because like that's what the the community that are playing these games.
And so the two of them started eating and at lightning speed. It can probably wait until. But before I could finish, Ray whipped his head around to glare at me, his mouth full of curry. Don't be stupid, Tova! Remember that time you let a wound fester and ended up with an infection? For your own safety, you have to take it seriously, even if it totally seems minor. Seriously, you're so freaking lazy about it? It scares me that you could just wake up one morning with a cut and not know how it got there. You need to get it treated. He started to sound like my mom or something. I shrugged. What, you my mom? God!
Oh my god, mommy?
Mommy?
Now he has both parents.
Now
Oh
then.
my god, Sakaki X Ray.
Now then, let's take a look. After we finished our food, we briefly borrowed the exam room before the clinic reopened in the afternoon. Taku...
These CGs are so good.
I know, I love being fed. Taku took my arm and carefully examined the cut. This incision looks like it was made by a knife or some kind of blade. What, so he was stabbed? Oh my god, that's awful. Ray frowned as he peered at my wound from behind me. It's a fairly small cut, so it should heal up in no time. Are you sure you don't remember how it got there? Did you do it to yourself? It wasn't me. Taki took a pair of tweezers to gently rub a cotton ball soaked with disinfectant against the cut, which began to sting. Once their wound was disinfected, he slathered ointment onto a strip of gauze and pressed it against my arm using tape to secure it in place. Then he wrapped a bandage around it. There you go. You should be
oh my god.
Set now.
You see that?
Yeah, it's like jump scaring me. Like the little flickers on the screen.
Is something bad gonna happen?
I don't know.
I feel like it is.
But you need anything else?
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, this is foreshadowing special effects. Let me know, okay? Right. God, Toa. Like, you want to get drunk? That's fine, but you need to be careful. I'll try. Ugh! I hate you! You know, for some reason, this has been happening a lot lately. What has? I keep getting patients who got hurt while they were blackout drunk. I feel like we've always gotten a lot of those, so there's more of them now, or... Yeah, supposedly the Takusato Gumi's been really cracking down, so maybe folks are turning to booze as an escape. Whoops, lunchtime's over, gotta reopen with the clinic. Okay. Once he puts away his medical equipment, Taku rose to his feet. Likewise, Ray filed out of the room. You don't work today, right? Right. If you're still feeling sick, go upstairs and get some rest. I still had a hangover headache, but it was nothing I couldn't tolerate.
Oh my god, the red.
I know. As I stepped out into the hall, I passed Arimura holding a bouquet in his arms. Oh, you brought some flowers?
She just made that word up. Like,
Now
completely.
stop! They were delivered here just now. It's unclear who sent them. He blinked at me with a straight face. No card? No, that's why I figured I would ask Izumi-san about it. Could you track him down for me? As he spoke, I noticed he was blushing faintly.
What?
I noticed that too.
I forgot this dude had a major crush on Ray.
Oh.
Why can't you do it? I'm very busy right now, so I trust this task to you. You sure you want to? What does that mean? Of course I'm sure, now hurry along. Oh my god, flowers.
Oh my god, is it from the plant guy?
Oh my god. Yeah, he's like, sorry I cut you.
It's my art. Sorry.
Yeah. You're my muse. He sent what I was getting at and glared at me reproachfully. Then he thrust the bouquet into my hands. The moment I took it, a strange scent tickled my nose. I thought it was the flowers, so I sniffed them, but it wasn't that. Next, I looked at the payment slip. The only sender listed was the flower shop itself. I looked up to find that Arimura had already left. Wow, what's with the flowers? They're so pretty. Just then, Ray walked over from the staff room. Are those Gerberas? I'm loving the pink. Where did they come from? Apparently someone had delivered them here. Really? Who? Don't know. You don't know? He looked at me dubiously and I showed him the payment slip. It only has the name of the store. Arimura wasn't sure what to do about it. Is it a really shy patient? Or maybe it was one of Taku's friends? Either way, without a name, it really makes you wonder. He put a hand to his chin in contemplation, then looked at me. Say, Toa, why don't you go to the store and ask? I fixed him with a defiant look. Why the hell would I go to a flower shop for fun? Don't you give me that look. I mean, you have the day off, right? Is your hangover really that bad? Not really. Well then, hop to it. I'll find a place to put the flowers. He took the bouquet from me and winked. Times like this, I couldn't hold my ground against him. If I didn't do exactly as he'd asked, I'd only get an earful later. Not only that, but Ray knew I wouldn't waste my energy fighting him on it. I looked down at the payment slip in my hands. Yeah, push over. You'd be like, okay.
He's like,
Yes,
whatever.
Mom.
Ultimately, I left the clinic and headed to the flower shop. As I walked, I used the GPS app to orientate myself in the right direction. Before long, my destination came into view up ahead. The store had a sign that read Rosé with the glass panels that displayed the plants for sale inside. I peered from that outside. There was a single male clerk standing inside with no customers in sight. I walked over to the door and slowly pulled it open.
Oh, it's him, right?
No, it's just a
Oh.
flower shop guy.
I literally thought it was the other one.
What, the vampire guy?
No, I thought it was the other one. The
That's
one
the
with the
most
hoodie.
NPC looking.
Hey, you know,
No.
it's like Ray.
Ray Sakuma from
All
OnStars.
Yeah.
The clerk walked over to me. I have a question. Sure, ask away. His expression faltered slightly in the face of my brusque attitude. I pulled the payment slip out of my coat pocket and showed it to him. He recognized it and nodded. Yes, the delivery to Murase Clinic. Was there a problem? I would just want to know who sent it. He looked at me with a guilty frown. I paused, but the customer urgently requested anonymity. No matter what, I'm afraid so. Therefore, I can't answer your question. That sort of policy doesn't do the recipient any favors, you know. I understand where you're coming from. I was the one who took the order. I believe it was most likely a patient. They said they wanted to express their gratitude to the staff for all the help. Then why did they want to be kept anonymous? They said they were embarrassed. If the clerk was telling the truth, then there was no real reason to force a name out of him. If anything, that'd be just rude to the patient. Alright, thanks. I nodded and turned away. I wanted to leave this place ASAP. For some reason, I couldn't stand the leafy aroma of the plants here. With that thought, I opened the door and quickly distanced myself from all the greenery.
He hates plants.
Like starts
Your plant
stomping
trauma.
on all of the flowers. I had
Plant pheromones bothering him.
yeah. I had officially accomplished the task Ray wanted me to do, and since I wasn't scheduled to work at the clinic today, I had some time on my hands. I figured maybe I'll wander around town before heading home. Oh my god! Exploration time!
Yay.
Save.
Yay.
Alright.
Let's go to the arcade.
Okay. Wait, I want to see what
Oh
this
wait,
is.
can we try talking?
No, there's nothing
Oh.
here. Okay, we have. Oh god, there's so many. We have. I think it's.
Oh, I
It's
think that's
different
the-
districts. I think.
Oh.
Oh my god, I
mean,
can
I guess
hear
let's
someone.
go to the park. Let's go to the park.
In Moto Central Park.
Yeah, he needs to go on a walk. Walk over.
Yeah. He gets to look at more green.
He's gonna pay.
This is the park located at the entrance to District E. Not much to say about it, except on weekends they sometimes hold concerts, rummage sales, and other events here. In the evenings, you see a lot of kids around, possibly due to the large-scale combined K-12 school located close by. Since the park is situated at the front of the bridge, all District E residents have to pass through it to reach District D. Consequently, you'll see people of every stripe around here, from students to office workers to prostitutes. The park is rich with plants and trees, and many people come here to relax. I can hear ambulance sirens in the distance on the other side of the bridge. Just another part of daily life in Shinkomi. Oh hey, it's Toa.
This is
It's the gang. Yo. Hey there. Okay,
We can
talking
just fucking
time.
leave.
Yeah, be like, bye.
bye.
Perfect timing, actually. What's up? I've got a question. If someone asks you which you like better, booze or smokes, what would you tell them? Both? No, I mean, you gotta pick one. Oh god.
Booze.
Respond however I feel like. No need to choose.
I need med. do you like more? Respond.
Yeah.
Respond however I feel like.
Yeah.
Okay.
ネガティブ
Negative.
どうでもいい
Then it doesn't matter. Bruh! Oh, forget it. Joke's on me for asking, I guess. I had a feeling Toa-san would say that. I know, right? Kotaro-san worries about the strangest things. He'll waffle between roughing up a delinquent debtor and roughing up a violent drug addict. What's the difference? Exactly. But I'm not sure what order to do it in. What does it matter? Come on, Kotaru, what's gotten into you? Let's get a move on already.
Oh my god, what?
He's like, I like that line. I'm gonna take it. Cram it. The order we do it in totally changes my motivation level. Whatever, let's just go. See you around, Toa. See you. Okay. We're exploring.
What do we got? We got a rose.
Rosé.
Rose was a flower shop.
Oh.
Well,
No,
I
but
guess
let's see if there's anything else to do there. I was gonna say that too.
the
to go
flower
back.
shop.
Yeah.
I was just here. Hey guys.
Kay just wants him to fucking die from the flower shop.
He has pollen allergies. The instant I walked in, a fresh earthy smell hit my nostrils. For some reason, this place makes me uncomfortable.
こんにちは
What the fuck is wrong with him?
Come in. Oh, it's you again.
どうも
You.
Yep. Talk we talk. What do you need? Ask about you know what? I have nothing to say.
Should we just bother him some more?
Oh yeah, I think we should bother him. We're gonna pester
ポジティブ
Positibu.
な
About whoever sent them to us. I'm sorry, I really can't answer. Is there anything else I can help you with?
いや
No, that's everything. I will come by again sometime. Name.
Do you? Do you?
do you really have I gotta ask him the same question?
Hey, so what are those flowers?
What's next, guys?
Are we go to any? We should go in for.
Can we go to the forbidden area?
Oh, the next district? Tajima's?
Yeah. Wait, what did he say? I missed it.
Oh, he just said, lol, I can't say anything. Oh, okay. I guess the ones that say there's nothing happening, they don't have anything. So this one, Murase, Taku's usually around at this time. Ray said he was going. Okay, so basically like these.
I guess we could go to the cafe.
Okay, let's go cafe.
Ooh, cool.
Cafe time.
I swear to God, if they show more food on the screen, I'll kill myself.
He asked for the cafe.
We're gonna share food.
This is Yanagawa Cafe. It's a popular lunch spot in this area, and since it's only about a 5-minute walk from the clinic, we come here a lot. It's been open for 20 years, and the interior is pleasantly peaceful. Come on in. A female in my.
A female? She's so cute, though.
How many?
あ
Table for one, smoking section. You got it, right this way. She looks so soft and nervous.
I mean, look at him. He's fucking scary.
Here's
He
your
literally
menu.
looks crazy. Like he has an eye patch.
He's covered in like fucking surgical
Yeah,
scars.
he's covered in scars, like facial scars.
I'll take a coffee, any kind. Coming right up.
She's
Gives
probably
him-
shitting her pants.
Gives him the most expensive one. I lit a cigarette and gazed aimlessly around the room. Some customers were drinking coffee and reading the newspaper, while others were cutting up the cafe's famous honey toast.
No.
Most of them were familiar faces, regulars who always come by for lunch. As I smoked my cigarette, the waitress returned carrying a mug of coffee. Thank you for waiting. Here's your Yanagawa house blend. I took the mug and raised it to my lips. The faint acidity and rich scent wafted up to greet me. It made me realize how seldom I imbibed Something this mild in flavor. As the fragrance of the coffee beans lingered, I raised my cigarette to my lips. Any talkers? Any talkies? No.
Thank
Okay.
you.
That's
Nothing.
it?
I guess.
He gets coffee and then leaves.
Yeah, you just had a little coffee break.
Uh,
So basically, your options are clinic or shopping.
Let's go back to the clinic first.
Okay.
Okay, let's all talk to Taku.
And then we can go to the shopping district last.
Yo.
I hope he like leaves after like because you neglected him. Taku. Oh hey Toa. Hello. Knock knock. What are you groaning to yourself about? Well, it's just Takayama-san invited me to get drinks tonight, but I'm not sure if I can compete with that lush. Much as I love booze, if I go drinking with Takayama-san, I'll have to prepare myself for a real nasty hangover. But I can't keep rejecting the invite every time. Make it clear, make a casual comment.
Wait, what does that mean?
It's probably like, make it clear that, like to the
You don't wanna
person,
go or
yeah,
something?
like make it clear, like be like, stop inviting me, or just be like, lol.
I mean, do we want Euphoria?
I mean, we can get Euphoria. We'll
I mean,
make
I
it
guess
clear.
since we've been doing negative all the time. Let's just keep it.
Yeah, we're always negative.
Nigger Nancy.
Just say no. It's fine.
あのな
Easy for you to say. Networking is a lot more complicated than it seems. Interesting.
Interesting.
Toa, why don't you go? You get a lot of free booze out of it.
いいんじゃないか
And that's no problem for you since you drink like a damn fish.
Oh my god.
You like that? I like that.
What if I tell you I'm interested? You serious? Don't be silly.
まったく
She almost
But I
had me
feel
that
so bad
time.
because we're going against the doctor and I really like him.
I thought Euphoria is good.
What?
I thought having Euphoria is good.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
like
I don't know.
Euphoria, they don't like madness, I think.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, don't you want to make him happy? Euphoric?
Oh wait, but then he literally was like, whatever. You should go anyways. Like, it's no problem for you.
It's okay. He just doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. Maybe I could just go for an hour or two, then leave early.
それじゃあな
Well, back to work. I'm out of here. Alright. Okay, let's go to shopping.
Yeah, shopping.
As I walked down the street, I noticed a line of people outside a shop. I could smell something sweet, probably a bakery then. Upon further inspection, I spotted Ray at the end of the line. Hey, what are you doing here?
Huh?
Oh my god, Toa! Don't perceive me right now.
Don't perceive it now.
I don't want to be perceived. I mean, it's not like it's that embarrassing or whatever. Hello.
これはね
I'm here to buy limited edition cake. Oh, you want to eat it with me after?
いや
No.
No.
Yeah, I figured as much. Make a joke? Play along.
Make a joke.
You like jokes.
It's okay. No euphoria for him. You're gonna get fat, you know? What? That's rude!
Called an insult.
I've heard Callie's at work.
The worst joke of all time.
And then my death dashes, so I'll be fine.
それじゃあね
Does he like beat up people for fun? Like,
Yeah, that's just...
Yeah, no.
Anyway, I gotta sign
Maybe
myself...
because he's also a doctor. Or not a doctor, but like a nurse.
he's a doctor, he's also a cafe waiter.
Yeah.
He needs
He's
to...
everywhere, bro.
He needs to get more patience. See you.
You get in like a taxi cab and he's driving.
Okay, he wants to go home now.
Yeah, he wants to go home.
You're gonna get fat!